Okay, first time doing this. Kind of nervous. Not really sure exactly how any of this works. So this is Sam who's playing Lab versus me, Andrew, who's playing a 60 card Vanquish Soul. I guess it's more 50 card Vanquish Soul. Um, it's a Synchro Vanquish Soul pile, which you'll find through the game. I actually didn't do. I built it kind of on a whim, very quickly. Definitely wasn't thinking right when I built it, like I do for most of my decks, but still very fun to record. This was round one.
Sam, you kill me with this.
And
at least online.
Let's see if we can get into this. Again, this is my first time ever doing a voiceover. I remember playing this game against Sam. It was a lot of fun. I have a very bad time with any trap deck, Altergeists, when that was around. Just any back row decks just crushed and kills me every time. So I already kind of had pretty low hopes for this. But surprisingly, I actually held my own pretty good. I think, yeah, I lost the die roll here, so he got it. So he got to go first, which is never a good thing when it comes to trap decks. So pretty tough. I actually opened not great. However, I say that, but it was able to completely shut down Sam, I believe, for his whole turn, if I remember correctly. So he pitches one of the furnitures. I think that's the one that lets him activate one this turn. Pitches his other one to set a trap that turn as well. So I talked with him about it. I asked him how he does like the furnitures when it comes to it. He says it's really good when they go off and they pop off. And he likes them. Obviously, there's a huge neg, especially with the one where you discard. But the fact that they can recycle and follow up is kind of crazy. So he sets the welcome lab, able to special summon back one, and I think he tries to. Yeah, so he special summons the lady because I believe a trap was activated. Not really good at remembering what his deck does. He tries to activate, and I have the Ash. And you can kind of hear his discomfort, just like, oh, of course you do. I think he was going to link them off, but I don't think he saw a point. He'd rather just have the monster presence. So he instead sets one and just passes on there. Now I think my hand I opened up that the newer Vanquish Soul Monster. So I did top deck a miracle card. I was like, oh, thank God I'm able to play. So he activates different dimension ground. No, the card that makes everything all monsters banished for the turn. Basically, fissure, dimension fissure. No, that's not what it is. I think it's deep fissure, but that's the spell. And because of that, he's able to chain his lady to set a trap, and he sets another welcome.
Remember when that card came out? Macro and deep fissure were like.
Or no, he gets to set, I think, any trap. Yeah, he chooses the welcome.
And people were like really hard for that card.
I think I asked, can it be activated this turn? I believe he told me no. I top decked, thank God, the one of. I run only one, the planet, to search for the Fenrir, which was enough to kind of save me. Because I think the rest of my hand was just kind of unplayable.
You can't tell me about it if you tried in 60. My bad. That's how it works. I mean, potentially.
With no cards in his hand, I just know that he has nothing to activate on my summon. So I affect Fenrir to search, and in this, in almost any Vanquish Soul that runs any of the Kashtira, you typically only run a very, very small package, which is just Fenrir and
Karikura,
one of the cash tier. I opened Kurikura, and because he activated one of them, I'm able to tribute it to summon it. So, and this is basically all that I had in my hand. I take a minute here because I'm thinking if I want to potentially link it away. But like I said, I built my extra deck on a whim. I was going to use the Curry card to make a Link Karibo, and I had just thought my buddy told me about a spicy tech with the Cybers. I forget what it's called now. Where it special summons itself when you link summon. So I was going to make Link Karibo and special summon the guy in my hand to make 2 4s. But I forget that I don't have Link Karibo in my extra deck, so I'm deciding to do a little math here. So I declare, banish it face down, and then redeclare 24 and 3,000 directly. I could have done a little bit more damage if I had summoned the level 4, I think it's Rise Heart. But I just kind of wanted to make sure I didn't commit to anything. And I think I was even thinking of like normal summoning the Ash, but the fact that I knew that he had the trap, I was like, Barone. I mean, I could negate it with the Barone, which would have been great too, but I just kind of kept thinking of what I could have done or what lines. And I mean, there was quite a few lines that I could have definitely done. I think here I attempt to link into the Anima because I thought the Cybers was anytime you link someone, you can just special summon it. Again, I just put it in because my buddy told me about that. He's like, oh yeah, it's a pretty interesting line. You can just link one with your Vanquish Soul to make it, and then special summon. You get 2 rank 4 play. So, but I realized, nope, you're not allowed to do that because it needs to summon to a zone. So I think I still thinking if that's the line I want to go.
Do you have a hand? No. Let's link one. Yep. Hold on. I have to read.
Yeah, I read. I look at Anima and I realize, wait, I think it needs to point at a down arrow in order for this card to work.
Never mind. That won't
Parallel
work.
Exceed. That's the card. Jesus, I was struggling with that one. Realize it needs to summon to a zone, and I'm like, yep, never mind. I'm just gonna pass. So end phase, I decide to take his Chandelier. I think that's the one. Just so he can't recur it. He draws, and he attempts to activate it.
Wow, I really need a link for you in this stuff. Yeah, you really do.
He's thinking of which line he wanted to go.
All welcome, special labyrinth deck.
Yeah, attempts to activate it. I unfortunately had for him. I had the other Ash. He's like, "Oh, cool." Drew 2 of them. I was like, "Yeah." All I drew was Ash, Parallel Exceed, and the Kura. I'm like, I didn't have much else. He's still actually able to continue. I was like, oh, I'm actually worried that he's going to be able to pop off now. Normal summons activates the effect, which I think he can just either, I think it's summon? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think we're still okay. I mean, I'll banish his monster face down. He has the one in his hand. We'll be fine. But I forgot. I didn't realize, again, not very great with Lab, that he's able to just summon it because he activated a trap.
I really wish he didn't have to go in defense.
I was just like, oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah. I would really like my Chandra back in my grave, please.
And then he,
I'll just pass.
let's see, I can't remember. Yeah, he just passes. which I mean he's like I think I know I'm.
Yeah, because I don't control.
Well, I thought I had him. I was like, oh, this is just simple. Okay, not a big deal. I'll just enter battle phase. Don't do anything too fancy. And I'll kill him. I didn't realize that his traps did something in the graveyard. So he activates it to, I believe, bounce Fenrir back. Yep. So I only have the 3,000 against his, but he's able to chain his other stuff to reset. And so I'm thinking like, oh, okay, well, this is gonna suck. So I declare, since I already entered battle phase, and then I realized I actually do have. I should have, and should have comboed a little bit more. I believe I drew. I don't think I drew a Vanquish Soul, but I tribute summon for the So that's the new, not new, but newer Vanquish Soul monster. Don't really like him all that much. You know, if you have 2 fires, it's such a broken card. If you're playing pure, such a broken card. But I just want to get a little board presence, so I immediately link 1 to get the Parallel Exceed going. So Parallel Exceed because it's rocks just pointing straight down to special, and special another one. Just to get a little bit more board presence, which I found out I didn't even know like how much. I believe I exceed into an Abyss Dweller. I think it's the only rank 4 I'm playing. I just decided to throw that in really quick. And I believe I had Caesar as well in hand. I think, maybe not. But, yep, I will overlay into the Abyss. And I know I had the Fenrir in hand. And I was like, maybe I can just tribute summon or use the rock. So I used the rock and special summon Caesar. And personally, I'm not a fan of Caesar all that much, but I mean, he is necessary. End phase, steal back his lady, which I think he ends up scooping here because I didn't realize this, but he even told me himself, if you summon lady and he activates a trap, anyone activates a trap, I'm able to set my own trap, which I didn't even know. He kind of helped me out there. Just a friendly game, honestly. Nothing overly competitive, but I don't play the Parallel Exceed package much, so I totally forget. But I'm like, oh right, duh, shotgun Abyss Dweller always. You know, you're always supposed to. And then I'm joking, like I had a third Ash there, like, oh, another Ash? No, I know you got this. Like, let's. And I was actually worried here. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna be able to go off. Like, I mean, the fact that they can just go off with a single trap is just, in my opinion, just. That's why I don't like trap decks. Altergeist, I just need one trap to go off. I mean, it's really bricky and easy to stop, but it's just super, super hard. He reads Caesar, and I think he's reading the effect. If you control 3, you can pop a card. But he realizes, like, oh, we only have 2 cards, and he actually remembers. I believe he remembers what's in my hand. He's like, yep, I know that bounce the Fenrir, and you had the level 4 fire one, so you have a fire and an earth, which isn't really a threat. So here he's deciding on what to summon. And then I think I realized, oh, yep, I still got to do Abyss Dweller. I think I wanted to maybe wait till he chained something in the graveyard and then I chain Abyss Dweller, but I think I decided after he summons to just shotgun Abyss Dweller anyway.
Right now, we'll just go game 2. Like, I think I can give myself another turn, but I don't think I'm able to take it. Okay. I have no idea if this hurts you. I think I saw you do some shit in the graveyard. It does.
Yeah, and then he just realizes, wait, oh yeah, never mind. He didn't know that I didn't know that he could just activate the trap. So
this was my really bad opening hand. No, this was not there. Does Kurikara summon what she takes negated, or no? I guess I wouldn't even call it that. I takes any monster. Yeah, just takes it. Does not negate it. What's really funny is if I reset this, is it going to reset my? Don't reset the But yeah, if you steal a Lady Lab like you did, and I activate a trap, you can set a trap from deck.
I can?
Yeah. It's
If any trap is activated?
yeah. So if any trap is activated, you set a trap with a different name. Yeah, it has to be a normal trap, but if you have imperm,
Oh,
you can.
so if they activate one, though.
Yeah, but like
And
if
I do have a lot of. I can set imprint. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you could set imperm, you could set whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure what to side against the pile.
Literally. Don't side. You side 15 or you side nothing.
What are you looking for? You want a sleeve?
One of my friends bought the wrong size sleeve, but they like, I don't know if this would fit a Yu-Gi-Oh sleeve cover.
Yep, it would. My buddy did the same. My buddy did the same thing. My buddy did the same thing, but he thought those were Magic size sleeves, and then he's like, "Oh, these are not. These are Yu-Gi-Oh Japanese size sleeves." I have a bag full of
I think
those.
it's too long, but also the foiling make it not tournament legal.
Yeah, the foiling you couldn't play that at all.
It's like the thing is, it clean up your tears.
Yeah,
His girlfriend played one.
which is funny because if you can double sleeve,
But
but
then they're the
Yeah.
size.
I love that. Long illegal sleeve.
They do not quite fit.
how much did she spend on those?
$3.
If she invested quite a bit, I'd be like, no, I'm just recording it. There's a YouTube channel I made for the Mankato players. And yeah, trying to get it right. It sucks. It's hard to do.
You can tell it's for the OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's my OnlyFans as well. There's a link on the YouTube connected to my OnlyFans. Yeah. I'll take the OnlyFans, please. There's a comic strip I read where some guy's like, he goes into a restaurant. He goes, "I'll take one white, please." And he goes, "That's Wi-Fi." He goes, "Oh, can I just get some salami in a cup?" You may not. He's just like, aw. He's just all sad. No. Just get some salami in a cup. You may not. One more card. Yay.
So this is game 2. I don't have much to side out
My favorite
for him. I think I side out 6 cards or something like that.
54 hand traps.
Looking at it, I think last second before the tournament actually started, I think I put in a key card that I didn't even realize like hurt him, but significantly hurts me too, which was deck lockdown, which I think saves me. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, he's decided he gets to go first. So
Yeah, we were in the game one time.
I think in this game, I know I don't open any hand traps. I'm just kind of praying that he didn't open up so well, but I think he opened up pretty decent. I think he opens up almost all back row. Yep, he activates pitch, which that's roll back, which they didn't realize that they basically abused that. I haven't played against Lab in a long time. So he's able to set, and I have no hand traps this time, so he's just kind of like, oh, you got the ash, here we go. But I do not. This game, he just absolutely slaughters me. So activates. Yeah, I got nothing. So
this is really bad. I'm out.
Yeah.
So I'm setting big bulk.
And you can't
He
have
always calls her sensei.
Not yet. I need.
It's not by me. I'm getting invested after like episode.
Normal Ariana effect, add a lot of power. Yep.
he even has a level 4, which I guess talking with a couple of my buddies,
When I read the
that's
manga,
what
I
you
was
also
like,
want to
oh,
negate
okay.
if you
Oh, it's a
can.
love triangle manga. I was like, oh, they're family. Oh, this is getting worse. I'm like, I'm out. I'm out.
I haven't got that far yet. I mean, I know what the plot is now, but like, yeah, episode 4, nothing weird has happened yet.
I think the only thing is I want to see how
Stories.
far.
Okay,
Like I shouldn't, but you know, I let him. I kind of want him to pop off. I mean, he doesn't get to play at locals very much, at least at ours very often. Good guy. So he's just like,
I'm out. I'm out.
I'm gonna see what he does, where you
No,
know
but no,
where what should be
I don't
stopped.
watch anime because I don't
Um,
English dub. And I
but yeah, I think I drew.
some the voice acting.
And you're
And,
just like,
yeah.
I in my mind maybe enough gas that I could survive. Like, oh, let's see. But I didn't realize how much he's able to
Story specials.
build. Oh, you're right. So he's pitching one from,
I hit this is for you.
and he hit the deck. The deck. I was like, this is for you. It's to shut you down. I figured if I get deck lockdown, he can't activate his lab traps to special. So
just finishing up that time I reincarnated as a slime.
Oh, that's a good one.
I finished 3-0. Like down. That was like my favorite.
On rollback, I'm gonna pay for
activates rollback, pays half, and this is where I'm like, ooh, you know, I just need to do 4,000 life points, which in this day and age of Yu-Gi-Oh, it's not impossible, but he always gives you just a glimmer of hope. Like, yeah, that's right. I'm only at 4,000. You can easily kill me,
Oh, they made it into an anime.
and then just establishes a huge
And
board,
I went,
which I think rollback is so. I mean, it's such a good trap.
It's an isekai where he gets res, but he's a farmer. And he's just like, I just want a simple life being a farmer.
So weird
But he
that
ends up with, like,
Konami's like, you know what? Let's give some traps of some Portraits of Trapped. I mean, it's not even an overly expensive card. It's a heavy cost, you know, but still really good.
yes.
Yeah, you can kind of see in the reflection so many purple cards.
Guska? We're making him dog. You're not logging the queens yet?
Nope.
Yep, he overlays makes it a Abyss Dweller, which I told him, like, yeah, Abyss Dweller's good. It doesn't, like, kill me, but
Go lovely effect target to reset
negates monster effects in the grave. But I mean, still better than just what he was going to end on, so, like, why not? And you don't want to do Baguska, really. I mean, you probably could have, but I believe he ends up setting, 3 or 4. Yeah, 3 here, and I'm just like, oh, goody gumdrops. Got to deal with that. He passes, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can get around this. He actually remembers to shotgun Abyss Dweller, so.
You can't activate monsters in response to minimal traps, and then if a card leaves the field,
And I'm trying to
top a card,
think
either
of
on the
everything
field or
that
in
he
the
added, everything that's in his hand, potentially on the field,
by trap effects.
the monster, even the monster effects. And I believe I have Kurikara in my hand, so I'm trying to bait as much as I can. Maybe if I can get him to play monster effects, I contribute everything and just swing for game because he's down to 4,000. He's reading the Horus because he knows that even if a Pistol is on the field, if I can start getting Horuses in the graveyard, they don't activate. So a Pistol is just kind of there, and I would just get bodies on the field.
If I had that, I would have shotgun that.
So he activates the trap, and I believe if I think I'm just telling Caleb what the spell is. I believe that if he has activates the trap, he's able to pop. So he pops my field spell.
Lady Lab Chain Link 2. Lady Lab Chain Link 2 is now Lady Lab.
Oh, yeah. That's the scary part. Yeah.
And it can't be activated this turn?
Not currently. Big welcome.
Big welcome to resolve? Or?
I'm resolving it. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to send.
Oh, you have to send one? Or what did
So
you
I have
just
to.
send?
I have so chain link 2, chain link 1. So chain link 2, I resolve this.
I think I'm just asking here.
Okay.
So you still have
Like
summon.
I
how
still
you
have
know.
it summoned, and then I need
She
Are
to
you
was summoned
and I
from
can't
that.
remember if
Yeah,
like,
my
like
bad.
you know
I was like, that was
the,
summoned.
the
Yeah,
furniture
no,
and
this is a
such is
new
you able to
chain.
activate everything.
I'm just gonna
You know, to
summon out.
deactivate any of his stuff that he so these traps can be activated this turn. That Ice Dragon Prison, though, honestly, I was like, I think I got, but the fact that he has an extra trap, I mean, I get pretty close, pretty far, you know.
It's just me.
Yeah, it's just you. And then new chain on red. I'm gonna go chaining one Ariana to draw, and then special chaining two Lovely to play. That is so Lovely. I'm gonna pop field spell, and then Ariana I'm gonna draw.
Can you special them?
So I can either special a field command or set a spell trap. I don't have to. I'm thinking.
I think he's deciding on his line, what he wants to do here.
Full special.
Oh, that's what it was. He forgot. Yeah, he's like, oh, that's
What is her
equipped to a
effect?
Abyss Dweller. I think he's
She
no,
can't
that
be
wasn't. Yeah, maybe that was it. I can't
destroyed
remember.
by card effects. Well,
So I'm thinking like, yeah, he's activated almost all of them, and I think we had a question about this because he activated one of his lab monsters, bounced it back, and summoned it back. So we're wondering if I am able to
Okay.
tribute for them all. I think that was one of the questions that we were curious about.
You already did her effects. You already did all these effects, right?
Yep, I already did all four of these effects.
And then I'm wondering, so you can activate the back row. You've already done all your monster effects. So are there any graveyard effects? I know what that trap is, Ice Dragon's Prison, so I'm just trying to figure everything out. That is there any way I can survive and or kill? Get the remaining of his 4,000 down.
Okay.
Trigger those three?
Yep, fattest carry card.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's go.
I don't
actually,
think it tributes that
It
one.
doesn't tribute this one because she was she was bounced hand and then summoned back.
And so
What
I
do you think about that?
tribute them all, but I ask, just technically, is that monster not tributed? Even though you did activate it, but because it's a new monster, I think Kurikara reads any monster that activates on the field or activated any current monster, maybe or something like that. So since she was bounced, it wouldn't. Which I was yeah, that's fair.
That's quite a lot.
I'm trying to wonder how much attack. I mean, she gains 15 for each tribute. I think I attributed 3. So I was like, yeah, she's pretty big. This might work.
Normal is fine.
So raising effect, yeah, normal is fine. Effective.
So I normally summon Raisin.
On summons.
Attempt to activate Raisin's effect to search for a Vanquish. So I was trying to maybe get Borger. I can't remember the rest of my hand is, but I figured if I can get maybe Borger and burn him for the remainder of the 15, I'll attack and try to do some damage. But I believe I met with a Imperm or an Ash, which if you have, I mean, yeah. Oh, never mind. It was a Derma Karma. That's what it was. And which immediately just kind of shut me down. So even though I already normal summoned the Raisin still lets me search. I believe I try to search for a level 4. Just a nope. I had the Borger. Yeah.
You can target one non-machine. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, there's nothing. I need to attribute a face up, so I can't. Even though it was public knowledge, I think I was asking, like, if this is public knowledge, we know this is what it is. But no, Borger says one face up non-machine. So I just.
Set.
Yep, I was about to flip my monster over, but nope, I already summoned her this turn, so she got booked. I'm like, yeah, I ain't got nothing. So I set one, which I think was the continue, but knowing that he has an Ice Dragon Prison, and then just one of the furnitures, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think I can recover from this. I figured maybe if I could survive, I think I'll be okay. But
Okay, I can.
there's no way I could have. So just kind of counting my days here. The fact that if he even clears my board and declares an attack,
Yeah.
I can maybe chain the continue. But then just looking at it, yeah, he's already got a Ice Dragon's Prison. Anything I target with continue, just he gets to just special summon to his side of the field. I was hoping that maybe he can fill his board enough with monsters that even if he activated Ice Dragon, he wouldn't be able to actually summon because Ice Dragon Prison, you have to summon it to your side of the field. But I think he stops just enough to leave
So
Ice
rollback
Dragon
dumps
Prison
one?
alive.
Rollback targets the trap and then copies its effect and its activate.
So I'm asking him, did you
It was engraved because I activated
Yeah.
it this turn.
Oh, okay.
like if you activated these?
Last turn. So I set the rollback I just set off Stovey is a different rollback. Or sorry, the big roll. Standby.
Yeah, all that just before I end, and I'm like, oh well. I mean, it's pretty hardcore.
Big welcome, chain link 1.
Tops the field spell, which I have no interruptions. The only thing I have is my Kurikara, my Raisin face down, and a Borger. I mean, unless he somehow flips Raisin, I just let him combo. I'm like, yeah, I can't. I allow him to combo off.
I don't know why I'm shuffling this.
Good, man.
Turn to hand.
And now he's just showing off.
Shuffle your graveyard.
And I look at him like, are you shuffling your graveyard right now?
New chain. I'm gonna go Arion, chain link 1, Lovely, chain link 2.
Which I always found the most funniest, like shuffling the graveyard, moving the graveyard around because of the spell card Question. You're not allowed. Question is such a good spell card. One of these days, I'm gonna run that card.
So set that. Lovely. I'm gonna pop the second Kurikara. And then Ariana. I'm gonna draw one and then special. Do chain.
So I believe he's able to pop because he activated a trap, and then special summon. And I'm just looking at my
You can activate
death, imminent death.
I can
And here I'm thinking maybe he fills his field spell, and I can Borger and block something and survive.
This normal welcome.
Draw a card even.
You can only use each of its effects once per turn. You just can't reset itself the turn it takes you. Gotcha. Or the turn is set. Special is another lady, and then Labyrinth effect pop set. Enter battle.
But he stops just enough.
Sure.
Yep. I'm like, I think I got this. We're good. Just need a good nib. If I had nib. So he declares, I attempt to activate. Pay 500 to target. I target Raisin, and he's able to just meet me with the card that we already know, which is the Ice Dragon. And I kind of just cry. Yeah, that's enough. So then we scoop in to game 3.
Like a region or something, is there so much shit to keep track of? It's like,
You gotta make sure that you're not doing it. I get that.
I'm gonna get Grizzlebrand real quick.
especially because it's really easy to like almost say what your cards do.
Oh, whoops! I forgot it locks me into this. Just what? Gosh, I would really love to see my Horus package. Or any other.
That's why I popped the field spell. It's
Right?
Like, now this dweller doesn't do anything.
I was like, oh man.
I'm like, oh, cool. Now I can play them all again. And oh.
Yeah, it doesn't, does it? See, I thought Dweller was like, what's it called? You can't special at all.
Oh,
And I
like
was
Necro
oh,
Valley?
just- yes.
Where it's like,
You can't move anything.
yeah, it's just you can't activate card effects in Grave.
Time for my spicy tech. that I will laugh if I somehow draw. I have 3 of them. Hot as hell.
I've only got 2 players. How would I go? I could do player removal. I think I can do player removal. I'm pretty sure I'm already at player removal. As much as I want to kill you, Lucas, you're much more worth it.
Oh, here we go. I just want you to know if I have a huge combo, but I draw the spicy, I'm just gonna do the spicy.
So going into game 3, I did decide to try to put in. So I was watching one of my, or not watching, but my buddy was telling me like he was playing Runic Bestials, and he was playing against his opponent, and all his opponent did was activate or normal summon Vanity's Fiend. And he said, "Yep, I couldn't do anything against that. There was nothing I could do." So I just put that into my side, and I was hoping I could draw it and just Vanity's Fiend and laugh. And I was like, "I don't think there's anything you can do." And he's like, "I could probably, if I have Imperm, I could win." I'm like, "Oh, that's fair." So activate Stake Your Soul, such a good card. If you have the fire, I didn't want to reveal Kurikara. I had Kurikara in my hand. I don't know how I drew her every single game. So 2 of in that deck. But I didn't want to reveal it, so I revealed the Kashtira Arise. He imperms, and I'm like, oh, do I have a Borger or something? Nope, no Borger. Imperm against Vanquish Soul is such a gamble. I mean, even he knows it too. And I was trying to read if it can be affected by card effects, because I believe that's Caesar or something else. So he imperms, and then I think I'm looking at his hand like if he's got something else. So I activate Imseti, hoping he doesn't have the Ash. He doesn't, so I add the Sark, and then draw 1. Which I'm pretty happy about, because it's so bad when you get ashed on an Imseti, and it hurts. I think I drew another Stake Your Soul, or maybe not.
Let's do tuning? Yep.
Oh, no, I drew a tuning. That's what it was. This is where the synchro line comes to kind of into play. I built this pile just because it's like, oh, you get a free level 4, it's a normal summon Alistair. And I was telling him, hopefully, please let me hit a Horus card. But the synchro pile, the synchron, I mean, you can add tuning, jet synchron, which is a fire, which helps with the Stake Your Soul. It's an earth, assault synchron is a dark, which I really like, which feeds into the Imseti. So I run I think it's Rev Synchron, Assault Synchron, and Jet Synchron. Just a very small one. It's pretty nice, especially, since they're fire, earth, and dark. But the Rev Synchron with it, I mean, makes, if you were going second, they don't really expect it, nobody really does, is you could just immediately synchro into a Black Rose, which is always fun. But here I just decide to make a negate. So I decide to do the Ancient Fairy. Now, Ancient Fairy, I run about 1, 2, 3, I think 3 different field spells. And it's just Ancient Fairy with that going first is so good. Just search any of the other field spells you'd like. So I make Crystal. I realize I put them in the Anima column, and I'm like, oh, I hate this so much. But I'm like, oh, that's okay, because I can still negate. So I realized here that I sided out. So I was going to Coach King, but I realized I sided out the one of the Horus lines, which is the Dimutef. I pitched Kurikara because I'm like, I think I can make a negate because I have the deck locked down in hand. So I pitched Kurikara. Because I said there's no point in having him. He can only activate on my turn. I'm hoping not to let him get a turn, because time is running down. I think we're at like 39 or 38 minutes here. 39, maybe 40. So I special Imseti and Happy. I figure, you know what, maybe I can get a better board presence, hit one of my Vanquish Souls. This is why I run Vampire,
Vampire effects.
which he's so fun. Like, just a good card.
It's 5, right? Yes. 4. 4? Yep.
We both mill 4.
Yay, I hit her.
I do hit one of the Vanquish Souls. I think I hit Mad Love.
The rest go. There's my spicy tech.
And there was my Vanities and Parallel Exceed, which
how you
Parallel
get
Exceed is
around
useless. That's the spicy tech.
I gotta use one of the traps.
If I just summon him, I asked him, well, what do you do? And I think he told me, yeah, I mean, I can Imperm, get a Fiend, bounce. So he tells me, he's like, yeah, there's a couple outs I have. So activate Mad Love to search for the spell.
I forgot to put an SP in here.
And I'm thinking I'm pretty set. I basically, and a lot of people forget this, but I link one, which is just a free. I mean, you get the card, but you're not even negging at all with rock. So you just make the rock. Rock's effect, I think I do to add.
Yeah.
And I realize that the deck lockdown actually kills me, even if I summon if I have deck, I mean, I have to deck lockdown to stop him. Just a free negate or free can't search and special, which he doesn't know. So I activate rock to add raise and activate deck lockdown. I realize I'm like, oh well, I kind of screwed myself. I didn't realize how bad this card hurts me as well. He's reading the rock. I'm just going to keep making board presence. I sometimes forget this. If there is no Vanquish Soul, they are able to just poke over rock, So I have to wait till main phase to activate rock to special. So he gets one action, he normal. And I'm wondering if I should negate or he makes Typhon, which obviously stops and shuts down Crystal. Activate the rock special so that way he cannot just swing and poke over. I put it in. Now, columns are pretty important for Vanquish Soul. It's better to get into the habit of it, to always put a Vanquish Soul monster in front of, a card or that column so that it can, Raisin's able to pop if you have a fire or a fire and I think it's an earth. He bounces Crystal back. All that work for nothing. And then he swings into rock, but I tell him you have to. Yeah. He thought it was the reverse. He thought it was, if you control Vanquish Soul, you can only attack the rock. So, nope. And I was talking about some ruling questions that I have. Oh, this was pretty interesting. So he shuffles it back, and I pick up the trap, and I go, wait a minute. This says you have to shuffle a fiend back. And I stop, and I go, I don't think you can do that. Typhon's a machine, and, it's a fiend. I go, what? I could not believe it. Such a ridiculous thing. So I thought I had him for I did. I still had a pretty good chance, but I'm like, wait, what? And so I just chuckled. We learned something new. I guess he already knew. I think he pitches, to set. Or no, to place, activates. He sets 3. I believe he's looking at what's in my or wants to know what's in my grave. I believe one of the ones he set was Ice Dragon Prison, and he wants to see exactly how the Sark reads. I draw. He's about to activate it, then he realizes, never mind. You just see it. I'm thinking if I want to do. I have the Synchron. I Synchro for the Barone, which is just, it's so free. I don't even activate the Synchron to search for the spell. I either forget, but I just activate Barone to pop. He targets, I believe he targets, he targets the Synchro, Ancient Fairy, because it just has a big, big booty. I think he decides, like, he kind of kills himself here because he pays half his life to, because I negated it with Barone. He chains roll back to activate it. I chain, or not chain, but just new chain, pitch 4. I hit the Fenrir. So good. And that's time. So he kind of killed himself. We started discussing what, you can kind of hear some of the discussion, what we could have done, but yeah, I think we were discussing because he's like, it can't be targeted, and I said it doesn't target, it just pops it. He's like, what? Yeah, I'm like, it just sends it, does not destroy by card effect. But yeah, it was fun. Thank you very much for watching. My first time doing a voiceover. I don't know how this went. I'm gonna have to look it over. Thanks.